Good evening. As Melbourne's famous shopping scene prepares to come alive again, retailers and customers have been blindsided by a bizarre loophole in the government's vaccine rules. Unvaccinated Victorians will be able to browse the aisles and pack centres despite a high community caseload. Reid Butler reports.
So, really? That doesn't smell like a trap to you? If I was an unvaccinated person, I'd fucking stay home for a couple of weeks and let them work out how they're getting their cases. Because this is a setup. Why would you be letting us into those shops if you were not jabbed? It doesn't make sense.
No jab? No worries. Victoria may be the vaccination state, but it's a free-for-all come Friday when non-essential retail finally opens.
The fair thing is to give people some time. That's what we've done.
Turns out...
What? Now you're giving them some time? You haven't given any time to anybody else. This is a bit bizarre. This is not this is not an oversight. This is a setup. Please stay home. Take the advice of this crackpot.
You need to be double jabbed to go to the pub or a movie, but not to browse the aisles or visit a busy shopping centre. Confused, so is Chapel Street trader Stacey.
If you're not vaccinated, stay home. Or you know what? Just order online.
Like many, she thought only the vaccinated were permitted to shop in her store. Now the shopkeeper...
She's got mental issues, and really, if anybody should be staying home, it seems like she should, if you know, the other scenario. But really, please do stay home, because they want you to go in there. They want you to go to these places, just so they can get their numbers up, because they've got to justify this thing, because they're running out of the unjabbed to actually blame everything on. Because there's not many left, apparently. This is what they're telling me every day. Like, you're up to 80%, you're going to be up to 90% in a couple of days. This is all weird.
fears unvaccinated customers could bring the virus in with them.
We don't want to get sick. We don't want to close again.
We would absolutely discourage anybody who is not vaccinated from going into any of those retail settings.
But this is the official advice. You're free to shop regardless of your vaccination status from Friday, but that changes when we hit 90%. That's when unvaccinated customers will be locked out. Some who were keen to hit...
Does this sound like science to you? It doesn't look like science at all. There's no logic to any of this stuff. Like, really? We're going to have people going to the horses in a couple of days, 10,000 drunks all all crammed together with no masks on, because, you know, like, if you're drinking and eating crap, you know, of course you're going to have your mask down. Oh, please don't go near it.
Shops this weekend, now uneasy.
The amount of cases that we have today, like we have been having, I guess it's kind of scary. Walking around people that might...
Look at the fear they've put into society for this thing. For like, why have you had this thing, this injection, if it doesn't work? It clearly doesn't work. If you're still running around paranoid that somebody who hasn't had it's going to give it to you, you've lost the plot. You don't realise what you're doing. This isn't about getting injected. This is about many other things.
Be more infections than you are.
We recorded 1,534 new cases today, bringing the 7-day average to 1,798.
Because that makes sense. Why would you open everything up when we locked down at two cases? Then all of a sudden now we're still in the 1,500s, and they're talking about letting everybody out, except for us unjabbed. But for 3 weeks, we're going to let them into the retail shops. Anybody worked out the science here yet?
Past 24 hours, 13 Victorians died. If you ask the Premier about the delay in mandating vaccine for non-essential retail, he says it's all about giving businesses breathing room.
They were never part of the vaccinated economy at 80%. They were going to be open with no vaccination requirement. We have changed that.
The same grace period was...
No, we're right to go. No, I'm making this shit up as I go along, so whatever I said yesterday, it means nothing. Whatever I said today is what's relevant. No.
Given to hospitality, many restaurants forced to close on reopening weekend after being told at the 11th hour all staff needed to be double vaxxed.
Yeah, I think everybody's been confused over the past.
Seriously, if you're a business, don't even get involved. Just stay doing takeaway and just don't get involved in this trap. It's a trap.
Few days. We don't want to see this again. It's been tough enough on businesses to get through this far. We want to make it easier to understand for every business to be able to trade.
I urge everyone to be double vaccinated and to be very, very kind when you're coming into store.
Why? You're double jabbed. So why are you worried about anybody? Gee, you've defeated the purpose, and now you've got to go and get another one because this one's running out on you. And you want me to partake in this? So what happens, say you decide, when you guys are into your 5th, 6th booster, and you decide, all right, I better get onto the program because it's getting too hard. What are you going to have to do the catch-up shots? You're going to have 5. How desperate is this guy getting? I reckon he'll get to the 26th of November and he still hasn't got the number he wants. He'll say, oh, look, you can get your second dose on the same day if you want. Yeah, more science.
Reed's in Doncaster tonight. Reed, it's a different set of retail rules in New South Wales.
Yeah, Pete, it's funny. In New South Wales, you actually need to be double vaccinated to visit non-critical retail settings. So that's pretty much everything but the supermarkets and pharmacies. So right now, New South Wales actually has tougher vaccine rules than Victoria does. Nevertheless, though, Melbourne shoppers are being told they can look forward to a great weekend across the board here. The big shopping centres like Westfield, Doncaster, where I am tonight, and the smaller traders too have really strict COVID-safe plans in place, COVID-safe marshals, making sure people are
Didn't they already have these in? And then he's going to talk about them, this is what they've had in place for 2 years. But you guys haven't been open for, you've probably been open for about 6 months of that 2 years, eh? So I don't know, what you're all just waffling crap. And it's a trap. Please, people, whatever you do, don't partake. I know it's easy to you want to go and get a new pair of shoes, but guess what? They're not new shoes. Unless you go to a big chain, all those small retails, they've still got last year's stock. It's not as if they've been selling it all.
To social distancing, cleaners, wiping down surfaces, and of course masks will be mandatory as well. All of these measures.
So how's this going to work in a shopping centre so are the unvaxxed going to be able to go to the food court and eat? All of a sudden they can go and eat inside somewhere on a table? There's no science here. Wake up.
The retailers have got really used to over the past 2 years. Foot traffic is expected to be high though, so if you are one of the many planning on hitting the shops this weekend, be prepared because it's going to be busy.
Oh wow, what a nice little advertorial. Thanks for that. Now, people, don't fall for the trap and keep standing. It's very easy to succumb to the pressure, but we've got the eye over the prize. See us.